best guy, say, hey, play this hero you suck at and feed 6 times. Nobody cares. And then, you lull into a false sense of security. When I was in school, college, here's a tip for you kids. Always fail your first exam.
What?
Yeah.
What?
You're terrible.
Always do it, because the professor, when you get any other grade, they're going to be like, wow, you really improved. You're working really hard. If you go from like an F to an A, they'll be like, wow,
no one cares about the most improved award. It's
yes, they do. If you're on the cusp of a B+ to an A and be like, professor, remember I got like an F, like I was an idiot at the beginning. I worked really hard.
And what does that matter? What difference does that make?
It makes a huge difference. It shows that you improved when you really didn't improve. You were just a B student the whole time, but they think you worked really hard. That's what Liquid's doing. They got an F on their first exam, and now they're going to be like, wow, that was so much better than the VP game. These guys really got it together.
The only way is up strategy.
Exactly. If you start off with an A on your first exam, professor just thinks you're going to get lazy if you ever get a B. But if you start with an F and you get a B, whoo, you turn it around. That's what we're going to see here in DreamLeague. Trust me.
Great.
Ben,
don't fail your first exam.
Do it.
Let's put that out there.
Don't listen to him.
Don't listen to me. Do your best. That's the best you can do. So we are in the draft. Slardar, Shadow Demon Band out on the side of Escape, and a Drow and an OD on the side of Vega Squadron.
Oh!
And the opening of the Sand King. We saw Kezu Sand King yesterday.
That's ballsy, man. The first pick Sand King? These guys are like, okay, well, there we go. Usually,
nothing's wrong with that.
Yeah, he's a gotcha hero, though. You can do so much. You can lull them into a illusion.
What do you call that? A gotcha
He's
hero?
a gotcha hero,
Why is that a gotcha?
Because they could pick a bunch of illusion heroes, and then they pick Sand King, and they're like, gotcha. There goes that strat.
He's trying to psych you out and make you think that he actually knows what he's talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about,
Well, he did come up with the gotcha hero, so I figured where he got that
Gotcha.
one. Gotcha.
I got you because you thought I knew what I was talking about. That's the gotcha.
You didn't get me, Slacks. That's why I always give you that stare.
Okay, so what do you think of the opening of the Keeper of the Light Mirana coming out there, huh?
Keeper? Keeper's one of those strange heroes that just, like...
I mean, yeah, he is pretty strange. I mean, he got recently nerfed.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's, like, amazing some games and completely ignored in others.
Yep. Why do you think they picked him up here? I mean,
it might be to deal with the Sand King a little bit and help zone him out.
I guess. With that recent change to his mana leak, it used to be 75. Yeah, now it's 150. So you can't really spam that in lane that much.
You really? I can tell that you're staring at. You're like, I know something that I'm talking about. So
it's true.
You're trying to gauge my reaction.
I was waiting. I was like, oh shit. Well, usually, sometimes I guess about the mana, and I know so I'm like, okay, did I get it right? And I could tell by that one, that was free and clear. I was safe.
I know.
I was like, oh.
But you stared intently at me like you were uncomfortable.
I didn't know if I got the mana right. But no, you can't spam it anymore. Any Coddle player in the last batch, they know. Mana Leak was just broken. You could just 75 that all through the laning phase, and now
I like this picture.
Not so much. Hey, look at that! Woo! That's a Qdoba. That guy eats a Qdoba. He's ripped. That's a lot of protein. Oh shit!
You might have to explain to people what Qdoba is.
No, that's all right, dude.
What is it?
Qdoba is like a Chipotle alternative.
I know why that guy's not on Team Secret.
Can you not just go? He ate his spinach. At least that's universal, right?
Spinach.
Popeye?
Popeye? Spinach?
Guys, come on.
Oh, damn, dude.
Popeye is universal.
Yeah.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah,
he ate his spinach, guys.
Great job. Okay, so, let's talk about... I still don't understand the Coddle, though. I mean, perhaps that means that they're going to go for a really push strat, an in-your-face one, maybe an early game kind of get in there. Sometimes, though... My favorite strat is the 20-minute Ags Coddle. If you can get 20-minute Ags on Coddle, go for full team fight, and put all that farm into that Coddle, you guys are invincible up until like 28 minutes with that great heal, and you can really do some massive damage. So
the only problem is 20 minutes is nighttime.
Yeah?
Yeah, so 24, I guess.
21 minutes and 48 seconds Coddle strat. But I don't know, maybe they were going to go for a heavy push. What do you think?
I think Coddle is just like one of those heroes that is actually very flexible to support because you can sometimes run him in dual off lane. You can also jungle with him. He's like decent safe lane zoner. I'm not sure too much about with the mana leak, and he's also I don't know, just good, nice in combination with a lot of chakra. It's not like amazing. It's not like, oh my gosh, chakra plus this is broken.
Yeah.
But it's still like very strong.
Could be. I don't know. Chakra plus Oracle is broken. actually. There's like a 0% cooldown. That it gets ridiculous.
Oracle's not banned.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So they could do it. Oh man, if they do that, that's going to be hot.
I've seen Keeper Naga a lot too.
Keeper Naga? What the hell is that?
You sleep into Illuminate to start off the fight. It's like 500
But then
damage,
you have
dude.
to max out Illuminate rather than your Mana Leak or your Chakra Mana.
500 damage.
500 damage, Sheever. Come on.
Sorry. 500 damage.
500 damage.
It's going to be Naga Siren. And there's also an ensnare into an arrow. That's 2 synergies
Yeah.
right there.
And just split push with Recall. And it's nice versus Kunkka.
Yeah?
I don't know.
We're building it up. Here's my idea here. Vega Squadron. Don't
Okay.
get any melee heroes.
Too late.
Shit!
What's wrong with Melee?
Sand King, dude, he's too powerful. That caustic. You
Jug's
can't.
fine.
Yeah, he'll be alright.
Spin and win.
Spin to win it. Don't they need like a reliable stunner though on Vega to deal with all this?
What do you mean? Arrow is pretty reliable if you hit it.
That
Mana
is
Leak.
true. Mana Leak is also not a reliable. Am I the only one who knows what a reliable stun is? But
okay.
both of those are bad, bad stuns. And with Sand King, he'll walk all over you if you don't get some kind of control over.
If you know that you're going to go up against the Sand King and a Kunkka lane, which is probably the case as they escaped it yesterday as well on offlane. What's the lane that you want to put up against it? What do you want to make sure is going to happen or is not going to happen?
That's a Merlini question. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
is a Merlini question.
you mentioned that they shouldn't draft melee here. I think it's more like they shouldn't draft melee supports. Like Earth Spirit, Earth Shaker, like these guys cannot really deal with that sort of lane. Like we just get chased down with Caustic, and it's just like super easy to double burrow strike if you're against a melee. So I think they need like strong range zoners. Keeper Light is like decent, but I think you still need +1. I think that's why Virtus Pro lost so hard versus Escape. They just lost their safe lane way too hard against the Sand King Kunkka.
Yeah.
So secure the lane.
Secure the lanes, secure the game.
And they're taking their time thinking about this this pick as well.
Yeah. I think the Juggernaut is a pretty good answer to Sand King too. I mean, they kind of counter each other out. You can spin when he's sandstorming to make sure that you hit him and he can't escape. But at the same time, if you Omni Slash him, he's got several ways to get out of that too. So
Yeah, they can easily switch up the lane. They can put like Jug mid, Arrow. Wow, what is he?
oh, look at that
What's he
beautiful
doing?
face.
No, it's
Gorgeous.
It's like he's having a very bright light. He's looking into.
I like it. Hey, what is that? Is that a Bane, dude?
That is a Bane.
That is a
Oh,
Bane.
Lord. They're
Yeah.
trying to get the new set on a compendium.
Yeah. Yesterday we saw Warlock picked up instead of the Bane. They picked up an Alchemist and an Ursa with their combination. Does it matter what type of combination they pick up with the Sand King Kunkka, or basically you have 3 heroes that you can do whatever you want to?
I think it might be a setup for the Kunkka too, because they don't have Shadow Demon. I think it's nice to like you have Sand King, but you can also just easily set up with a Bane. It's also just a really strong support. You don't have to have the Kunkka in the top lane. You can have the Bane there if you think you need some sort of range presence in that lane. And also it's okay versus Jug with the grip, but not amazing.
Oh.
Game over.
Okay.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yesterday we called Kunkka Kunkka a better disruptor. You said that?
Yeah, that's what I said. Jeez, I don't know. Didn't really get the Disruptor pick, and then they picked Morphling, and Disruptor can be great against Morphling, so
Yeah.
I don't know why they picked Morph into Disruptor, but I gotta say, Escape Gaming's got a lot of control, it seems like. I think that they're gonna be alright in this match, because they know they can grab people, they can stun them, they can locate them, they can shotgun them with Morph. You know how that works. So I like that draft a lot more. Can you explain Vega's draft? I'm so confused, man.
Disruptor is one of those. It's like the hero team sort of thing. Like Fnatic plays Disruptor a lot, so I think so does Vega. I think they used to first pick it every phase, every time it was available, and teams were just like, "Well, Disruptor's not that strong. We'll just let you have it every single time." And they still played pretty well with it, but not good enough for a first ban, but good enough for them to first pick it every time. It's just one of those things, and. Again, just like some teams with Dazzle, it's just they always get it the first phase. It's not that great, but they like it so much, and they play so well around it that it's comfortable for them. It's also, I think it can help out their safe lane a lot, which might be a little bit troublesome.
How do you feel they're going to lane this for Vega? Is this going to be a safe lane Juggernaut and a mid Mirana?
I think the Juggernaut mid's like a little bit less vulnerable to like the Kunkka roam and the Bane roam, but I don't know, Mirana. It's hard to tell. They don't know who's mid yet, so I think they can just switch it around based on who they think is going to be mid.
God damn it, Escape has the best pictures.
Where did they take these pictures?
I don't know, but whoever took these, you're a genius. Thank you so much. Well, what's your stance when they take pictures of you? Do you have a certain thing that you do? No.
What about you?
No. I like to do the pointer. That usually gets the kids wild, like that. Yeah. Hey,
There were the autograph sessions at the International that weren't actually autograph sessions, but more like photo sessions. Did you do one of those? Yeah, there were 3 pictures. And you can't just do the same thing, smile and look nice the same time like the same pose every time. So I did 1 picture back to back.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I did one also like that, but I did it without the. I didn't do it with the guns.
You didn't cock the guns. You just had
pointed
the pointer. Okay.
Or pointed towards that person.
Nice.
Sometimes girls want to do.
You want to?
Oh, I like that one. It's the Asian. It's like the Asian tourist one.
That's disgusting.
It's that one. And sometimes just nice.
They don't cock their head though.
Hey, we missed the rest of the draft.
Invoker was picked on the side of Escape, and Legion Commander on the side of
Legion Commander.
Yeah. Woo! On the side of Vega. You have to choose. Ben, choose wisely so that we can follow suit.
I'm going with Vega.
Yeah? I have no idea what Vega's doing. That either means that they have a great plan or they have no idea what they're doing. So I'm going to go with Vega too. I trust their great plan.
Wow. I will go for Escape Gaming because, they're 2-0 now, so they have a 100% win rate in DreamLeague. And that's no lie. They gotta win again. This is how that works. We are gonna find out what our commentators have to say about this first game of the day. It is a Vega Squadron versus Escape Gaming with Odie, Pixel, and Gods.
Prepare for battle.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Odie Pixel and I'm here with Gods. And we're ready for the first game of the day. It is, of course, Vega Squadron up against Escape Gaming. Let's get ourselves into the match. Gods, we've had the drafts come out. Obviously on the panel, 2 of them going for Vega, 1 for Escape Gaming. Do you agree? Are you liking Vega here more? For me personally, Escape Gaming is quite for Invoker. It's Aeromorph. These are some strong hero-player combinations.
Very comfort picks for them. Perhaps a bit greedy with the Morph and the Invoker on the same team.
Yeah.
I'm slightly favoring Vega. I like seeing the LC pick. I think it's quite viable, but sounds like you like Escape, Bowen.
I as I said, after yesterday's performance, it was a pretty impressive start. And comparing the lineups, obviously Vega, similar kind of sort of scenario as seeing VP yesterday. We're not used to seeing them as this roster. It's a little bit different, and of course it's going to be all down to this one, as first impressions are everything. And we'll see how well Vega can come into this. But of course, just with the little unorthodox way of ending up the draft, finishing off with the Legion Commander. Why do you feel that they went back for that? Why did that come through at the end? Was that always the plan, or is that a reaction to some of the Escape Gaming have done?
It's got some good utility against some of these heroes, like the Bane, where you can purge off a lot of his spells using the press the attack. And I think it's just the kind of offlaner that's going to suit Mag, where he can play that kind of mid-game tempo controller, initiate for his team. He can be a setup for a Marana arrow. He can initiate a fight for some Jug follow-up. So probably a hero that he feels just good about playing currently on this patch, and I think for the draft overall, it does fit quite nicely with the press the attack countering a lot of some of Escape's initiations.
Indeed, on this mid lane, they did wonder about it during the draft whether it would be Marana or Jug taking towards the mid lane. Malini mentioned, of course, Jug may have been a little safer in the sense that he can get himself away from a gank coming from the Bane and the Kunkka, which is true, isn't it? If Bane and Kunkka come in, there's always the chance to catch out Iceberg. He's got to be relatively careful in this mid lane.
Yeah, this is a bit of a tricky one. The Invoker does have a lot of damage output with that initiation, but for now it looks like Escape going to prioritize the side lanes. They're dual laning up top, they're dual laning down bottom. They want to just leave Koifen a straight up 1v1. They obviously know he's not going to lose this lane. He can get some decent farms, so they feel like they can try and contest both the side lanes.
So does that mean, early on at least, there'll be very little in terms of rotations coming out from Escape Gaming? Do you think they'll stay pretty solid in these side lanes rather than moving around?
Yeah, it does look that way.
Yeah.
But top lane taking a lot of damage. This could tempt Yapsa. It kind of depends how this top lane goes. If top lane starts off really well, that's where Yapsa wants to stay around, but if Kezu's getting fully zoned out, they're not getting much. That's where Kezu's probably just going to say, look, we're losing this lane, just go help out elsewhere. So with the first minute or two kind of going how it has, it seems Kezu is ready to kind of at least move towards this mid lane and offer some assistance.
Let's see if Yap can find anything yet. Iceberg already backing off, so they're not going to be able to get the catch, of course. CS-wise, in the first couple of minutes, looking good for the side of Vega. Mid lane Koifa actually seems to have his work cut out here. Iceberg coming out very strong at the moment in terms of CS, 12 for 2 against a 6 for 1. Koifa will see if he's able to catch up. And obviously on the Invoker, one of those heroes that even if you do fall behind, he's always going to be able to back up into the jungle and still find the farm, especially with this quasi-exhaust build that we're very used to Invokers mostly going for nowadays.
I feel like the lanes for Vega, they're coming out on top so far. The tri lane at top didn't allow the Sand King Kunka to do anything. In off lane, Max doing a really good job getting some XP and farm. He just managed to do a little side pull where he denied a full wave of creeps, so Morphling's missing out on some CS because of that. He's being very disruptive just to the general lane equilibrium and keeping Morph down some.
But yeah, man, he is going to go for the torrent. In fact, cancels the south. Iceberg very, very low. With the X mark back, I don't think he can play his way out this one. He's got a lead. We'll try and move to the side. The Sun Strike, the Cold Snap's going to connect. Oh, they don't even need the next torrent. Koifa able to take it down. Very, very nice play there from the Invoker. And securing him first blood. It works out at the end of the day. And that Mirana had to pop through a fair bit of regen as well. And that's all down the pan.
Yeah, it's a good start for Yapsol's rotations. And again, it goes back to not making anything happen top, so he doesn't get too flustered by it. He just makes a rotation mid, waits for Mirana just to overstep a little bit, and they find that kill. So immediately Iceberg will TP back in. It does mean Invoker's completely depleted of mana, so there's no real kill potential until he gets like a clarity and some regen out for himself. But I don't even know if that's going to be Invoker's plan. At this point, he may just be happy with the one kill and looking to just kind of stabilize the lane and farm for now.
And let's look at the moment, both offlaners fighting similar amounts, both at level 3. And Mag and Kezu 9 CS and 7 CS, so even Stevens for them at the moment. The safe laners, you obviously have over on the side of Vega, Jug is having the favourable time, Era a little bit further behind. I don't know if that's necessarily the Legion causing issues or if Era's just been a little bit off there in the CS at the start.
Yeah, Legion, I mean, there was that one side pull where he denied some waves, and he's just being up in their face some. And with a Bane Morphling, you can't really zone out Legion Commander, just with these two heroes.
Back towards the mid again, maybe send a bit of a wraparound. We have a DD on Kezu. He's going to move over, maybe see if he can get behind us. It's very hard gang to attempt for. He is level 3, but still just with the 1 point in Burrow Strike. I mean, if they hit a torrent, then they've got a chance at this.
Yeah, and he's actually saved a skill point, so we can get level 2 Burrow Strike if he needs the extra range. Just waiting to see kind of how things pan out before he decides what to go for. But it looks like he was scouted by Iceberg's Mirana, who's going to just fall back, potentially just try and arrow some jungle creeps here, as the mid lane doesn't appear too safe for him right now.
Absolutely not. Just heading back, playing it safe. Kezu's just going to clear out the side camp as well there, by that off lane. Now looking to get it stacked up. He's got it stacked up once already.
Oh. Possible torrent at mid. He's trying to find the coddle, but so far FNG's standing nice and far back.
This mid lane is certainly a bit of a danger zone here for Vega. They've got to be careful. Maybe FNG not going to be careful enough. They're going to manage to get the lockdown. Xmark will be bringing him back, and Koifa and Yapsor work for him very, very quickly. It's a very risky bit of the part of the map to be in. And Iceberg, he knew that, but looks like FNG felt that he could be a little cheeky, see if he gets away with it, and evidently he cannot.
This is great torrent initiation. Has the high ground ward there, something that you've got to respect when you're trying to get some XP at mid. And when it's nighttime, if you have a high ground ward at mid, you have a big advantage in that area of the map, and it catches Vega by surprise.
I'll tell them, man. They're certainly making the kills happen, but farm still looking strong for Vega's cause. And the mid Iceberg is trying to get some space back and maintain the control of this mid lane. But he's got to be careful once more because Yapsor's constantly in the neighborhood and always looking for those torrents. So Iceberg, obviously feeling the pressure in that sense. And again, he just has to clear out away from the mid lane or look towards the top rune. He's not going to be able to grab that. Yapsor takes it for himself, and the torrent spam is only going to get even worse now for Iceberg in the mid lane. He's got to be careful.
Oh, mid animation on that X as he got the leap out. That was very close. But imagine Iceberg knew what he was doing, biding his time till the last second. Yeah, for Vega, they just need to kind of stabilize these lanes a bit, try and hit their level 6 timings now, get Jug well, he's got his Omni Slash. Get him a TP so he can rotate if there's dives around the map. Get Sioma his level 6 on Disruptor, so Static Storm can start initiating some fights. But early game lane states, they haven't been able to punish the kind of greedy lineup of Invoker Morphling, so they've got to now hit these level 6 timings to make their next moves.
I mean, in terms of killing Era, I guess you pretty much have got to rely on the Static Storm being there from the Disruptor for a reliable kill, or at this stage you still have ways to burst through?
Burst through perhaps with like the Omni Slash if you can bring absolutely everyone, but even the Static Storm isn't that good. Mid lane they've put an X on Iceberg. Won't land the Torrent, but it's unreliable because you generally have to set it up with a glimpse, and as soon as you're being glimpsed, you just start morphing strength, so that silence doesn't actually prevent it. And at that point, Morphling generally can actually survive the Disruptor combo. So I don't feel like Disruptor's going to be too bothersome for Era this game, unless there's like 3 4-man ganks coming his way. And once he gets his Lincoln Sphere, then he's even more okay. A smoke up from Escape. They've got 3 heroes, level 5 Sand King and a level 5 Bane.
Yeah,
a lot of XP on their support.
Has really been a bit of a death trap for the side of Vega. They've already lost 2 heroes here, nearly 3, but Iceberg managing to time the leap very nicely. As the Torrent X mark timing not quite. There's always going to be that little chance for the leap away if the timing isn't bang on.
Yeah, that's something. Escape were hoping for that kill. They're going to instead just invade the enemy jungle a bit, try to get down some vision. For Vega, it's kind of turned into the farm game a bit for now. But they're going to be under a lot of pressure to deal with both Invoker and Morphling. If you leave Morphling alone, he'll start pushing your towers. Same for the Invoker, so you really need to keep heroes in both mid and bottom lane because of the pushing power of these 2 heroes when left alone.
Things actually down towards bottom. We are going to see Vega head down, see if they could do something about this. FG and Iceberg making their ways to join forces with Mag. But already Era playing it safe, backing up to tier 2, so he himself isn't going to get caught out. He knows that some shenanigans are going on. Top lane, we'll see if the side of Escape Gaming can make something happen. They have the setup onto recovery. Gets the chance for the Blade Fury, but it's not going to be enough to get him out. Already nuked down too low, and the right clicks will do it. Escape Gaming find themselves the 3rd kill, and it's a big one as well, taking down the safe lane of Vega.
Era actually got glimpsed back bottom, which doesn't even really hurt him all that much. He's just back here to farm. It looked like he tried to waveform dodge it. I'm not sure if that's actually possible, but either way, he's back bottom. He can continue farming, and they find the kill with a nice setup, landing the Sunstrike, and the Blade Fury not going to save you there. And
I noticed that as well, Kezu was looking pretty good on the Sand King. I mean, we're 9 minutes in, and 1500 towards the Blink. So at this pace, he's going to have it at a really reasonable timing.
And this is where saving skill points can be really important. He's just went back for 2 in Sandstorm, which is pretty unconventional these days.
We don't see that, but it's normally what, 4-0-4 straight up, isn't it? Maybe the 1 point, but
yeah, the 1 point just for the escape and the juking capabilities, but he's gone for 2. He just wanted to jungle that little bit faster and be able to jungle without actually taking any damage, which allows him to get this faster point.
Top lane, hitting the combo straight onto Sherman with the help of the Sunstrike, that'll do it. Very, very clean execution from Escape Gaming. And getting more money in the bank there for the 2 of them. And Yapsor is straight out. I've got to be wary of that, Vega. They do have, well, pretty much what Cottle Disruptor, even Mirana. These heroes, you hit them with a combo like that at this stage, and you're going to be able to pop them every time.
Yeah, that's really nice for Kunkka getting solo kills. Top bottom lane, Era.
Trying for a bit of a duel.
Okay.
I'm going to be able to do it. That infused raindrops helping him out quite a bit there from the blast of the Cottle.
I mean, cute nightmare dual interactions there, but they've got the weight, they've got the glimpse back on it.
That was actually really nice as well. That whole kind of interaction where they hit the stun, then they bring him back. So absolutely nothing he could do there. And Vega's first kill on the board, and it's a good one, taking down Era. He was already having a pretty nice time.
Oh yeah.
Setting him back a bit, and the Morphling always going to be the one that's going to be pretty much the biggest issue from Escape Gaming. Obviously, Quaker, something else that Vega have to worry about. He did hit that Midas coming around, the 9-minute mark, and ever since then, he's been having a very, very clean game. Mid lane's been pretty much free for him to do as he pleases. He's 1-0-3, and of course, nearly 5.5k net worth on him.
Yeah, Vega do a good job turning their kill at bottom into what looks to be a tier 1 tower here. No glyph, and they might just let the siege creep get it, not risking it. Actually, Cottle tries to sneak the last hit, but either way, they get the tower, they get it unscathed, so despite the kill score being in Escape's favor, it is going to be Vega who are having the slight net worth advantage across their cores and just getting a bit more done. around the map. Legion Commander especially doing ridiculously well, has 58 CS this game. Just being able to spend time in the jungle with the Iron Talon, having that constant sustain from the press the attack and the moment of courage, and he finds himself in a position to get a very fast blink. To match the Sand King's also fast blink.
Let's see what Escape Game can find it. They have Fiend's Grip as well available from Sin. I mean, if you're able to control someone and allow Sunstrike to come in, you can get the kill. Iceberg would be tasty, and yeah, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Straight up Fiend's Grip. The combo coming in from Yapzor, with Sunstrike as well to follow from Quafer. And that's the strength of Escape's Gaming's lineup at this stage. They've got such clean pick-off potential. And if Vega is split up, there's nothing they can do to stop it. The nuke damage is too much for these cores.
And it's so nice when you only need to have one, or in that case, two heroes kind of roaming around because you've got that Sunstrike burst damage. Being able to kill one of the tankier heroes on the map. And they'll follow it up with a tower as well.
Let's see if Vega can do anything about this. They're going to try and move in, but Kezu hits the Burrow Strike across. They get Quaker back into the Static Storm. Late Fury from Recovery coming in as they chase down the Invoker. Can they save this man? And try and go for a bit of a play with the Nightmare, but the Omnislash comes in. They've taken one. Can they get themselves another? Eyes towards Cinderin. Going to get stunned up by the Mana Leak. Sherman trying to come forward. Kezu hitting the post onto Recovery. Error comes across. They'll take down the Juggernaut. At the moment, a 1-for-1. Mag trying to turn this into even more as he goes. But the duel onto Yapzor. And with the arrow, they'll get the kill. They won't get the damage, though. And again, Infused Raindrops playing to the advantage of Escape Gaming. Overall, 2-for-1 trade for Vega. They'll come out on top.
Yeah.
And they'll be happy enough with that one.
Yeah, good kind of turnaround after losing the Mirana in the jungle. They take a decent enough fight for them. We do see Escape perhaps forcing things a bit much, considering they're playing around in Invoker Morphling. I'd like to see them just kind of prioritizing a bit more, getting their basic core items up. We're seeing Morphling go for this very, like, kind of bare bones build. He's got just the brown boots, hasn't upgraded to treads, hasn't gone for the Dragon Lance, and this is not a good fighting build for Morphling. So, Era should just be prioritizing getting that fast Lincolns if that's the build he wants to go for. Fighting with this just Perseverance brown boots isn't going to be effective for him.
Yeah, I guess it's just the fact that we're getting the Lincolns this game is going to be pretty huge against Vega's lineup, because the ways of catching them off. Obviously, Mana Leak's a little bit of an issue. That's suddenly going to be out the window, and of course, Mag's Jewel, as we're seeing, if you can get it before Error starts to morph, there's the other potential as well. So having a Lincolns causes a lot of issues.
Yeah, the glimpse as well is very annoying. So getting the Lincolns as fast as possible is a decision I definitely agree with.
Yeah. Oh, Vega.
But they're looking for more.
But
They want
Escape
him.
Gaming is smoking up as well. They don't need detection though. It's come off, but Escape Gaming, they've got nothing to lay down by the looks of it. And Error is going to get caught out down towards the bottom. Infused Raindrop's not going to save him this time. And they'll lose the morphing off the back of that. I mean, maybe they would have been able to have a bit of a better chance to get him out if they actually had some detection or such, but the Moonlight Shadow really catching Escape Gaming off guard there.
Yeah, it was a great use of the Moonlight Shadow so they can get the silence to lead the initiation. They don't give him time to start morphing strength. They silence into the kinetic field, and from there, Morphling has no way out.
Yeah, it looks like Yapzor did use the Dust Axe. It was on cooldown, but as we saw, it just didn't seem to catch the majority of Vega.
Yeah, they kind of already snuck by before the Sand King even kind of popped their smoke.
6 for 4.
They're sticking out in their own jungle, but they've really lost a lot of control down here. Dire Team does have wards, and have kind of set up camp with Coddle down bottom, the Jug nearby as well. I'd be very wary of this level 2 Omni Slash. It gets a lot more powerful at this stage, and Jug, not a hero you want to mess around with if you're Escape.
Oh, what's up top? Quafer's going to try and make a bit of a play potentially onto Mag. Mag. And he get his way out of this. He's going to try and hide in the tree line. Do we have a Sunstrike? No, Vogue's still on cooldown, so it looks like Mag is going to be saved for the time being. 6 seconds before a potential Sunstrike could come through, but I don't know if Quafer's going to try for it now.
Healthy enough as it is. It looks like he hit 600 plus HP.
He's golden. He's out of there.
Another smoke. Vega really trying to capitalize on this kind of weak early game of Escape. They know they're trying to farm up the Lincoln Sphere and Morphling, and Voka's not all that teamfight ready. They want to find some additional kills, and they're going to chew through as many smokes right now before Escape are ready to fight them.
And the pings are coming out onto Quafer. He's going to be the target. Iceberg and Sherma ready to make a bit of a go onto the Invoker. Quafer, can he play his way out of this one? The Static's not down. Quafer walk out, immediately glimpse back into it. And they're going to be able to get themselves the kill here. Great pick-off for Vega. And setting back Quafer, the hero that they really need to be the most worried about at the moment, as we can see on the net worth. He's right up there. And setting him back is going to be great news here for the side of Vega Squadron.
Yeah, we're really seeing Escape slow down there.
Yeah.
Kezu blink timing hasn't really led to many openings or fights for them. Having a 12-minute blink is great, but when your 2 other carries aren't ready to fight, it's problematic.
We're going to have an attempt on a duel onto Era, but Era does have backup. Here we have the Torrent into Bo, coming in through nicely from Yapzor onto 2. Yep, recovery, trying to get himself away from this. A few more right clicks from Era might just do it. He needs one more though, and it doesn't look like he's going to get it in. Zip forward though, will find it with the waveform, takes down the Jug. Can they get themselves anything more? Era still in the tree line at the moment. He's going to try for a TP back. Kezu onto Iceberg. Burrow strike. Iceberg leaps away. The combo from Yapzor is going to be there, bringing him in with the Sun Strike. Iceberg will go down. So Escape Gaming to find themselves 2. Kezu tracked in the kinetic field. Throws away one more Burrow strike as his last bit of an attempt to help out the side. Doesn't look like they'll find a kill unless Era wants to go back in, and he certainly does. Waveforms on top of the console. Escape Gaming find themselves a 3rd, so a very convincing fight for them there. And onto the tower they go. And the question is if they can find something more. Well, Sherlock comes too close for comfort, and again this combo. Very, very nice. I mean, Yapzor, I believe we did see him on the Kunkka yesterday.
Yeah,
and I seem to remember him having a good performance. And again today, and even more so as we're seeing with Koifa. Each and every time the Sun Strike's there, and it is just so potent. Vega have to be so careful with their positioning against this combination.
It's actually, next to his Mirana, one of just going to be Yapzor's best hero. He's so good on this hero. He's very flexible as well. We saw him going for the Max Tidebringer build in some of the games yesterday, going for the Armlet.
Yeah.
We're seeing him do the Force Staff and going for the X Initiation. He knows their team lack catch, a way to deal with the Mirana, stop her leaping away, and just even some of the mobility of these other heroes like Legion Commander with a blink, he's negating that by his play. So I don't know what Vega were thinking, initiating with a blink duel on Morphling of all heroes. While dueled, he can still morph strength. There's also the Nightmare to counter that initial duel, so it seemed like a very kind of foolish play for them. Bottom rune, Iceberg will get caught as well, so...
Again, this combo.
It's the X-Torrent, and then there's the follow-up.
Oh boy. I mean, it's obviously still early days, and this game can go both ways, but I mean, it's got to be so infuriating to play against. You wonder if in Game 2 we might see Vega break apart that sweet little combo, whether it be banning the Kunkka or picking it for themselves, or the same with the Invoker in question, because Escape Gaming using the duo very, very nicely so far this game. I mean, how many kills has Kunkka Yapzor been able to get himself in? Yeah, he's 4-1-6.
10 out of the 11. He's orchestrated, really. And it's all just like he's showing up and doing some damage. He's the one initiating all 10 of those. He is the one setting things up for them. And, well, Escape looking good because of it. They've gotten through the early game with the Morphling Invoker and are going to find themselves in a good place here, 19 minutes in, where they've got the Lincoln Sphere up. Invoker has Ag Scepter already. Top of the net worth Shannon. FN on the Jug just hasn't really been able to find any openings to get involved. That fight, he gets pressured into Blade Fury defensively, but then he can't get his Omni Slash off because of the physical damage. He just ends up going down, so it's proving very difficult for Jug to initiate and go into these fights because of how much damage he takes. He might get Burrow Strike, there's Invoker with Forward Spirits and just Exort, and the Exort build, which makes it very hard to run in as a Jug, and then there's just other things like the mobility of a hero like Morphling, the Fiend Script from the Bane, which means Jug has to rely on his team to start the fight off, and outside of the Blink Duel from Legion, they don't have amazing initiation. That Legion will just melt very quickly if he plays too aggressive.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing is as well, can Vega kind of try and cool it down, play the farm game, or will they always lose to kind of a Midas Invoker and an Era and a Morphling? Or can they keep on par with a Jug and Mirana farming away?
They can. They're on the dire side, so it makes them have easier access to Roshan. We haven't even seen Mirana hit the Aghanim Scepter timing yet. That's going to be a big boost in their strength as well. So it's not like all's lost once you get to the late game against Morphling Invoker. They've just got to really find some kills and execute their draft better. Jug's going to need a lot more items as well.
Oh dear, oh dear. FNG, once again, there it is.
Seen that one before.
Yep, I've seen it a few times this game. Yep, so yeah, level 11 now as well. He has been making a lot of beautiful things happen for Escape Gaming on the Kunkka this game.
They did manage to use the Static Storm to kill Sanking up top, so... I haven't seen...
Well, good trade then.
Yeah, Kezu's had a bit of a rough game. He's just not been... I mean, there's been 12 kills, and there's an off-lane Sanking who's got a 12-minute blink. You'd expect Sanking to be involved in a lot of that, but he's 0-2-3. He just hasn't really found his footing here. He's tried to get involved at certain times where it hasn't worked, and I think he's just kind of gotten frustrated that he can't orchestrate kills for his team the way Yapzor is, and now he's just trying to farm and getting picked off. So
this is nice though for Escape Gaming, taking Roche, and by the looks of it, no chance of Vega contesting it at all. They're just not in the neighborhood. This is going to be a free Aegis for Escape Gaming onto Era, and of course already as we've seen, Vega finding it very hard to kill the Morphling, and now having to try and do it twice in these fights if Escape Gaming start to kick it off. It's going to be pretty hard to deal with Era at this stage.
Well, I mentioned how hard it is for Jug to in these fights. He's trying to make up for that by going for a Blink Dagger build. They're pinging out Air up top. They want to go on him, but he's got a replicate, so he's got a fairly reliable escape. They're waiting 3 seconds for Static Storm, then they go.
I'll see if they can do it. Can they do it twice? They need the opening straight down. There it is. Air not going to have a chance to morph, of course. He's out once. And looks like they'll leave it at that. They're still kind of hanging around. Actually, with the duel coming through, they wanted to try for it, but Era immediately out with the replicate.
Yeah.
But at the least, I guess you're taking the Aegis out of Escape Gaming's hands very, very quickly, and it costs you nothing. Apart from the Static
Storm, which means there's no defending bottom.
Yeah.
Possibly even 2 towers going Escape's way. So I think ultimately with the Aegis, it was very high chance they're going to be able to get this regardless, but this just almost guarantees it. You can see Escape already sitting up with Kezu in the trees. They know Vega will not be looking to fight and defend this one without some of those big ultimates. Even the Moonlight Shadow being used as something that could potentially be a useful initiation tool for Vega.
And it certainly feels as well, you know, obviously having that last pick Mag off lane Legion Commander, 22.5 minutes in, and only being able to win that one, you'll get the +10s. Not great news for the Legion, and it feels like this is going to be a hero that surely, because they've not had that momentum early on, could potentially fall behind.
Willem's back on the Conquer. Iceberg though, he's still caught.
Yeah, I mean, he's almost certainly going down with the Fiend's Grip for the Sin holding in place. Just so much lockdown and control from Escape Gaming. As we're seeing, just taking down cores like that.
It's got to be, Iceberg has had the roughest game. He's 0-5. The Legion's actually 3-0. He hasn't been involved in that many kills or got dual damage, so he's not really going to be able to turn this game around for his team, which is kind of a limitation of not getting the dual damage. But overall, it's been Mirana getting shut down. He's been the focus point, Iceberg, as far as Escape with their rotations, their ganks, the Kunkka, the Sand King, the Invoker Sunstrikes. They're always looking for him.
Up top, Mac is going to try for duel, but again, Sim's going to be there in the Nightmare. I said you're running the duel useless. They'll lose the Disrupt. They may even lose Mac as well. Mac will be able to finish off the kill onto Quake, but pays with his own life.
Oh, they lost a lot there.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing as we're seeing, you know, maybe he plays the desperation, going for duels, committing behind a tier 2 for a duel as well. It's always going to be a risky play, and it does not end up paying off.
Yeah, they're kind of feeling under pressure here, like they need to make something happen, not go into the late game with a deficit. And that's where, like, if they want to play the late game, it's possible if you're not getting out farm. But right now, Invoker Morphling are kind of entering that late game stage, just looking a bit more like they're going to be true carries.
I mean, we have obviously eyes onto Era, but the two of these unlikely to be able to do anything. He's a little bit low on the mana.
He's actually, I must say, he was too low, he was too much agi there. He only had 800 HP, and they timed the nukes together perfectly, so he couldn't even morph strength fast enough.
Yeah, that was nothing less than perfect.
Yeah, great play there.
Yeah.
That's some catch-up goal for Iceberg.
That really, how much did he get for that?
Not that, it's like so-so, but...
yeah, I guess Era's not been the one killing everyone, so...
No, it's, from Mirana, it's just like your Blink Dagger. At this stage of the game, you're going to farm a bit faster. Got him like 600 gold maybe after all said and done. And
yeah, but that was nice, yeah. And if Vega are able to do that with a Kotlin and Mirana, that's great news. But maybe less likely to see Era make those kind of mistakes again. You know, coming out that far into the enemy jungle and being that heavily morphed into Agi.
Again, it's the Moonlight Shadow being used to great effect though. Like we're seeing that's been definitely the most impressive part with that Koik caught by the smoke gang.
The backup from Kezu will be there, but they're not going to be able to keep him alive. In fact, Kezu tank the stun. He's incredibly low. He has to get himself out. The Absol's going to come through, but the Static Storm immediately laid down. The Absol keeping himself alive with the Glimmer Cape, and it looks like that's going to be enough to get him out of there. Gets himself back up to the high ground. Vega, as we have them, as quickly as they find the kill on Era up top, they're able to move around the map, get the kill onto Koifa. And as you said, just playing under the covers of Moonlight Shadows, under smokes, very, very nicely, and it's exactly what they need to do to keep themselves in this game. Yeah,
a bit sloppy there, not having detection for Vega, but perhaps a new item pick up for Kunkka they weren't aware of, and something they can't get them once again. That could have been a free pick off on the Kunkka as well as the Invoker. But either way, they're going to be thrilled. They kill the Morphling, then they transition immediately to a smoke gang.
Really?
It's just how fast they grouped up once they got that first kill that catches Escape by surprise. You don't expect your opponents to get that one kill and then be grouped up as 5 and suddenly buy your tier 2 tower fighting that pick off. So very fluid movements coming out. Sand King has a gem and insta blinks away from a jug. So that kind of reveals the gem on Sand King, but at the same time also reveals that Jug was roaming through this Radiant jungle.
And Mag, of course, working towards that BKB next. Help him a little bit more in getting these duels off successfully. Make it a little harder for Sind and the Swords to interrupt. We'll still have that Fiend's Grip. And Sind, of course, the moment. Level 11. Still relatively poor, though. He's kind of tanking the support items as usual for the team. Yapsor's been allowed to be a little bit more greedier, but of course it's always pays off here. Getting some of those core items, having Force of Glimmer Cape, even though as we say, it's a little bit different from Yapsor. As you mentioned, compared to yesterday, he's a man that always realizes what's necessary and doesn't always stick to the cookie cut.
Yep, going for much more support utility items.
Oh, he's trying to go for a bit of a start off here, but he's going to be jeweled. Blind Max, Static Storm onto 2 with the great Omni Stash from Recovery. They'll take down both of them. Double kill for the Juggernaut. And Escape Gaming just have to try and get themselves quickly out of there. Kezu sandstorming away.
He's got the gem. He can't afford to die here.
Can he play his way out? Shark's up to the north, but he's glimpsed back. And they've surrounded him. That is going to be the gem going over to the hands of Vega Squadron. A triple kill for Recovery as well on his Juggernaut. I mean, look, now he's ahead of Quakefer. A clear 1k ahead of this Invoker that's been farming away all game with the 9-minute Midas. This really is Vega coming back hard, and Escape Gaming have got to be a little bit worried if they continue to lose fights like this.
It was just everything kind of came together in that team fight for Vega.
Yeah.
The first time we've really seen that Omni Slash affect a lot of heroes in a team fight, and so much of it goes back towards this Blink Dagger pickup for Recovery. It really just helps him as far as getting to the backlines, getting to the key heroes, following up the stun initiations. And Keeper of the Light, another hero, hit a massive Illuminate. He did 1,500 hero damage in that fight, second only to the Juggernaut Omni Slash, so Vega just had everyone grouped up for a perfect team fight.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Let's see this all again. At the same time, though, don't worry, we can watch the live game. They're making a bit of a go onto Iceberg. But yeah, this whole fight here, you see Escape Gaming really hungry for it. The full 5 of them going in. Kezu jumps in very greedily, and it's just the reaction from Vega. Rips them to parts. The great bounces with the Omni Slash. I mean, of course, nothing else there. No wave creeps or such. And yeah, as you said, losing the gem. Very, very painful for Kezu. Only picked that up, what, a matter of a minute or so ago before that fight.
Yeah. And this is a game where both teams can get a lot out of a gem. There's invis on both sides. The Moonlight Shadow, the Glimmer Capes, the Sand King. And also just the vision game is going to be very important when you're playing this kind of mid to late game stage. 30 minutes in, Roshan's going to become key. And that's where denying your opponent's vision makes it that much easier to go for something like Roche if you're in Vega's position. But also just synergizes great with his Keeper of the Light Aghanim Scepter. Once it's daytime, he's going to be playing that Night Stalker-esque role for the Vega side.
A quick strike onto Roche to check it out. It's going to be up in probably what's going to be about 30 seconds by the looks of it. Vega very much looking to get control around it. Pushing down on this tier 2. If they can get that as well, it's going to be even easier for them to contest and maintain control of the Roshan. And you can see they're going to go for the push. Escape Gaming already sending a few back towards the mid lane, but they're not going to look to defend this outer tower on the bottom. So Vega Squadron getting to the point now where they're going to have really good control of Escape Gaming's jungle. And if they head into Roshan now, it could be hard for Escape Gaming to contest.
Yeah, you'd have to smoke out, and it becomes somewhat apparent if you do go smoking out of your base and you're just smoking into the unknown. You have no vision anywhere in your jungle, anywhere around Roche, so very dangerous time of the game for Escape. They really want to be pushing out that top lane as much as possible to try and force Vega to have to defend it. That's why they're leaving the Forge Spirits up here, just trying to be a nuisance and making sure that Vega don't just ignore this top lane and are able to just secure themselves an easy free Roche.
And looking at Recovery's build as well, obviously going fairly defensive with the whole kind of Manta and BKB.
I like it. Majority of his damage is right clicks. You don't want to be relying on blade through, but you have to have magic immunity in this game. It's so important.
Against everything.
It's an E-Blade Morphling against an Invoker. Those two carries are like pure magic damage at this point almost. I mean, there's some physical from like the Forge Spirits, Exort Invoker, that Morphling has some right-click damage, but it's much more about the burst damage of an Ethereal Blade. So if you want to be in the front lines, right-clicking away as a Jug, this BKB is going to be very, very useful. And they've got the ward on the cliff, but Kuiper just out of vision for them. Oh, that was so close. He was just on the edge.
I mean, this is interesting as well, of course, because Vega, they got the control of that bottom area of the map, and then they went straight towards top of the 5-man. They did look for a kill, but totally ignoring Roche, and Escape Gaming have actually managed to maneuver their way around Vega into the pit. They're working on it now.
Vega's goofed a bit.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get over it at all in time. They're a little bit split up all across their own jungle. So Escape Gaming, they're getting this for free once more. In a situation where it looked like Vega Squadron themselves were setting up to secure Roshan for their own team.
Oh yeah, that absolutely shouldn't happen, given the state of this game. Vega got kind of toyed around at top, and again, it goes back to what the game plan had to be for Escape, keeping this top lane pushed out, being a nuisance up there, and Quigba, between his Invoker, the hero, and the Forward Spirits, just kind of led Vega on this wild goose chase, and he narrowly escapes and buys time for his team to get Roshan. And despite the gem being on that dire side, the Radiant Vision has really managed to kind of maintain itself. That lane ward up top was what kind of gave them the vision they needed to know that the Roche was secure, and it's going to be Vega making an aggressive smoke maneuver, trying to equalize now.
Quakefoot going to come out with the Ghost Ward.
Oh, he did proc it on one of the creeps there. I don't know if that was spotted.
If it was, they're not necessarily moving too aggressively towards him. Recovery coming down. He'll know that he's in the neighborhood. In fact, yeah, Recovery just going for the straight TPD out. And Vega sweeping back round towards bottom where we've got Error and Cinderin, the duo at the moment, pushing down this bottom lane. No replica out for Error at the moment, and Ultimate is on cooldown for 30 seconds. He's got a TP though, so him and Sin hiding in the tree line, and may simply just TP their way out of this one because Vega are on the way over. This could get a bit messy for Escape Gaming if they keep these two down here.
I imagine Vega really wanted to make plays happen during this stage, because this was the next daytime. This is what they're waiting for with the Keeper Light. They will get vision now. Keeper sees them.
They're in trouble. They've got to be careful there. Link is going to be popped. Error trying to go for the TP out immediately, but he's glimpsed back into the Static Storm. They've lost him. They're going to lose Error once. Age is gone. And he's almost certainly going to go down a second time with the 5 of them surrounding him. Matt goes for the duel. He's going to get the bonus damage this time. And yeah, the two of them, Error and Sin, coming around, hiding in the trees. It's not going to work against Nicole with the Aghanims. And losing the Aegis just like that. So pretty much that bit of fortune Escape were given with the chance to get Roshan thrown out the window now as Vega quickly get themselves back on top and in control. And well, up top, Quakefoot in trouble as well. Out of mana, out of luck. Vega find a third. Big kills for the side of Vega Squadron.
Yeah.
And just turning a little bit scrappy here from Escape Gaming in the last few minutes.
You can see the real strength of Vega's lineup starting to shine. They've got such great catch between the Disruptor Glint and the Legion Commander duel. On top of that, they have great mobility around the map. They're using the recall well to pull heroes, push out lanes, then recall heroes back. But that sequence of events is exactly why I have no idea how Escape managed to sneak themselves Roshan. It should have really been Vega's, but they kind of stabilize a bit. They don't really get flustered by it, and they're back playing on the aggressive and finding the kills.
Really nice stuff indeed from Vega Squadron. 16 to 15 overall net worth difference at the moment. Yeah, very. Look at that. Pretty much that last few engagements. I think where it flattened off was almost certainly when they got Roshan Escape Gaming. But other than that, 10k lead now, starting to become rather sizable. An advantage for the side of Vega Squadron. And Escape Gaming need a few answers really.
One of them is going to try to be the Morph BKB to help deal with the disruptors and the silences, but you don't really want to be going for a third item BKB with the Lincoln's Ethereal Blade. BKB a decent item on Morph, but something you more look at as like the late game item when you've already got 4 or 5 items to go with it. So we're seeing Morph perhaps get this a bit earlier than he would have liked.
Vega Squadron. I mean, is this a team that's going to be in position soon to try and push to the high ground, or do you think they themselves may wait for the third Roche, get themselves cheese before trying for it? As you said, they're maybe in no real pressure because they can keep up with the pace that Escape Gaming are setting.
They want to try to keep all these lanes pushed out and just try to find the pickoffs because they're probably assuming that at some point Escape's going to move out of the base. They've actually done it very deep here.
They're not going to find anything by the looks of it unless they wrap back round towards mid. Could look to try and catch out Iceberg on Mirana, but Iceberg's got backup. The full lineup of Vega Squadron are there, so Escape Gaming, we'll see what the call is going to be from them. maybe questioning if they want to try and make a move onto this. Now got the high ground advantage. Kezi's going to lead him with a one-man burrow. Right, they've got the combo down onto Iceberg. Caught in the torrent, the boat as well. He is smashed to pieces. Matt comes in with the BKB, has the blade mail up, but he's being script, bites him on the sideline, falling relatively low, has to get himself out. Recovery's tried to jump on Sin on the back lines. They've lost a second, make that a third. Escape Gaming working out very nicely for them. Having that position advantage, being able to jump in from the high ground, and it looked to really catch Vega off guard. They didn't quite know what to do in that fight. They're pressing the BKBs, pressing the blade mails and such, but weren't able to really get a solid lockdown onto anyone.
Such a panic moment for Vega. Like the Mirana's dead and should perhaps have just been left, and the rest of the team need to either back off, or if they fight, they need to be much more coordinated there. Just felt like everyone was just throwing spells willy-nilly, and no one really coordinated or focused on anyone. It was only the Jug who kind of focused himself on the Bane, which is, well, it's Sid. He hasn't got much farm, he hasn't got much in the way of items. It's not a hard kill for a 22k net worth Jug to get, and if that's all you're getting in Vega, that's not really worth taking that fight there.
Jug has still got an insane amount of gold though. I think he had about 5.5, nearly 6k he's walking around on.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, what, Scardy next, or anything else that he'll feel takes priority over Scardy?
Thing.
It's got Butterfly.
Okay. Unlikely to see any kind of MKB come out. And
yes.
This means you've got the BKB to stop any magic damage, and then the right clicks and Morph going to do even less because of the butterfly pickup. So, and even like, Era can't go MKB as his fourth item. I feel like MKB with BKB, like MKB is more something you want like as like we talk about the BKB coming too early. MKB is not an item you want to get fourth after your BKB. You just don't have the attack speed. Doesn't give any stats. Morph is all about the stat items. So a really nice butterfly pickup coming up for FN. But I think we'll see Vega wait for daytime. They want to have that vision advantage from the Keeper of the Light. But that's also where Escape may look to group up and make another kind of maneuver like we just saw.
It's been a pretty back and forth game so far.
I also feel like, okay, Iceberg's now going to go into a BKB. The Mantis style just doesn't do much from this game. I think a Lincoln's or BKB is just where you want to be because it can block the initiation of the Kunkka, of the Sand King. In this case, the BKB, but there's so much magic damage flying around. BKB just a core item this game.
As we've seen time and time again, getting caught out in Yapzor's combo pretty much means you're going to die in these fights.
Yep.
Especially if you are indeed as squishy as a Mirana minus BKB. DD on Era, 18 to 17. As she said, they've still got a bit of cover of nighttime if they want to try and do something against this Keeper of the Light draft. But Vega playing it safe, grouping up back. And looking to go for no aggressive play at the moment.
Yeah, you see them grouped up and you think, oh, they're going to smoke, but they really perhaps more so just waiting for daytime.
Yeah.
They're more aware of Escape making another aggressive play, and they want to make sure they have that vision advantage for when that play comes their way. Everyone's going to have BKBs for this upcoming fight now.
BKBs is, as we've been saying, are huge for both sides. Definitely more so for Vega against Escape Gaming's lineup. Escape Gaming all ready to push up on the top lane. Vega almost certainly going to respond. The ping's coming out straight on top. So Vega very much clued into the whereabouts of Escape Gaming, but as you said, still just saying, well, if we're not forced to fight, may as well wait until we've got that daytime advantage. And that, of course, is going to be coming back on very, very shortly. And looks like at the same time, Escape Gaming realized that they can only push their luck so much on this top lane, as already heading back, as they know as soon as daytime comes out, very likely that Vega will try and make a play on that.
Yeah. We'll see how both teams play around the next Roshan. That's something Vega will probably be kicking themselves a bit. They didn't secure last time, and see if they learn their lesson as far as keeping these lanes pushed down and not letting Escape completely control that area. It's daytime now. Keep It Light has a gem, so we'll be looking to de-ward around that area.
And 1 minute and a half until Roche is back online. As Vega Squadron, I would love to take it, but as we've seen so far this game, Escape Gaming seems to have the better fortunes when it comes to getting Roche. But unlikely that Vega will let that happen a third time in succession. At the moment, 40 minutes in, Vega still with the edge in terms of overall difference, but Escape Gaming certainly have they have the team fight. You know, if we see Kezu hitting these big kind of epi bursts which we haven't, as we said earlier, it's not really been Kezu's best game for getting the big plays off. I mean, the spotlight's kind of been on the Yapzor, but Kezu yet to really find that opening to go absolutely ham with a huge kind of multi-man stun and ultimate.
We're looking for Quake at top. Can they get him in time? No. He'll blink, goes walk away. A bit of misleading scan there. Vega scanned and it came up red, but it was just a replicate of the Morphling. So I believe they thought that there was 3 or 4 escape heroes going towards Roshan so that the Invoker was alone. And Invoker was fairly alone, so it was the right move to go for that kill, but again, it's this Roshan that Vega do not want to let their eyes off. They're keeping Sioma in the neighborhood, throwing the connect field for some scouting vision. Even the Bane illusion there, the Morphling replicate, just making sure that no shenanigans will be going on around the pit.
Absolutely. This is going to be the next testing point for both sides. And it is up. They know it. And what are Vega Squadron going to do about it? They are close. And the line has been drawn to maybe have a bit of a sweep through the jungle of Escape Gaming. Escape Gaming themselves rather split up. And there is, well, the replica is going to fall down in a second, so won't have that to jump to. It's Vega Squadron. I mean, I guess they've got Legion in the jungle. They can do it relatively quickly, but I imagine against Escape Gaming's team fight, I mean, do they want to find a pickoff, or do they, by looks of it, try and go straight in?
It's always safer to find a pickoff, but if you feel like you've got the lane pushed out, you know where the heroes are, you can go straight forward. They're actually going to find the pickoff. Sin, called out.
And now 4v5, if you're Escape Gaming, do you try and fight this without the Bane, or do you just look to get stuff done elsewhere?
I imagine you look to keep the top and mid lane pushed out. That's the safer play. 4v5 when it's your 5 position support, who's very low net worth, isn't like a true 4v5, but it's still just a risky play to find Roche when you're kind of going in blind regardless. They're throwing boats mid to push it out. They're keeping Quake for top to pressure the tier 3 tower. So they're just going to make sure that when Vega get this Aegis, they have less time to use it, because Vega, as soon as they get it, have to go push out top lane and deal with mid. Oh, but they see him. They've got the Keeper vision.
Nice. Is she going to be out of it? Is it? It looks like, yep. They weren't actually able to catch him out. A little bit weird there. He had the gel. I thought he should have seen that, shouldn't he?
The Invoker?
Yeah.
The gem, like AoE for the gem.
I guess it's a lot smaller than the Cottles.
Yeah, it got reduced in one of the recent patches, I know. They kind of nerfed gem a bit. And on top of that, the mana leak got popped by the Lincoln, so he didn't actually have a good initiation. Like Cuddle plus Jug, how do you actually initiate on Invoker?
One of them. You got to put one of them, haven't you? I mean, it was very close. It must have been right on the edge.
Yeah, if you had the vision, Jug can blink in Diffusal. Perhaps he just didn't quite. It was right outside of the range of the gem. I can't remember what it got reduced to, but it's a lot smaller. It's like 200 range shorter than it used to be.
Iceberg, what do you think he'll go for next?
Let's see.
Does he pick up a Diffusal himself as well to work with the Manta? Or?
Don't think so. Don't feel like it's a. I think if you want to go right-click damage and all that, there's bigger, better items you can go for the late game. Otherwise, there's items like the like Dagon 5 or Ethereal Blade if you want to go for the nuke damage. But with all the BKBs flying around, Morphling, Sand King, Invoker might. I don't think Invoker really has the room for one, but could theoretically replace the Midas there. A Dagon 5 build just doesn't seem as appealing, so he could go for a Butterfly as well. Mjolnir's always nice. There's Manton, Morphling. You just got to keep these lanes pushed out. And it's just like kind of nice right-click damage, but so he's gonna have to think about what that last item is gonna be. Doesn't really feel like there's any obvious item that's gonna be incredible for him to boost up his damage output though.
Not on the Mirana, no.
Looks like Legion will have the Assault Crest for the team. Has the Hyperstone for now.
Oh, he had that. Has he got much more on top of that now? He's got what, 2k?
Yeah.
He's getting there. He's getting there. I mean, Mag, of course, hasn't been able to find a huge amount of duels this game. No. He's sitting on a plus 56. It's nothing too flashy.
He can still do his job without the damage. Yes. Is the main thing.
It's all about the lockdown, really, for him, isn't it?
Less solo kill potential, but realistically, he's still in a good spot. They get going for a deep move here. They get the ward down as well. It was seen though.
Yeah, a million pings coming out on top of that.
Yeah, that building on the high ground gives that tiny bit of vision outside of your base, so always a bit annoying trying to get those high ground wards down sometimes.
That's for the time being that Escape Gaming will continue to try and push out this bottom. A Vega Squadron They seem ready to go in pretty hard up top. Full 5-man here.
They can slow siege it, send anti-illusions from Jug. He can late here, hit the tower as well. But it'll be a very slow siege. And the problem with slow sieging is the push is coming ultra on the map. The split push from Morphling, potential TPM from an Invoker is very threatening because Morphling and Invoker push incredibly fast if left alone.
I got Quafer heading out with the Ghost Walk. Maybe seeing if he can find any kind of catch. It's not going to be the case though. Vega Squadron immediately backing out. Yeah, both teams kind of respectively avoiding any full-on team fights at the moment. I mean, obviously a little bit more understandable for Escape Gaming with Vega having the Aegis and Cheese at their hands.
Yeah, it's just at this point a bit of a stalemate. Neither team can take high ground. Neither team particularly wants to take a fight. Escape because of the vision disadvantage, and for Vega, it's just a matter of not having the ability to catch these pesky elusive heroes. Morphling and Invoker just have great mobility. From Invoker being able to Ghost Walk max movement speed away from anything. He's got Blink and Lincoln, so your initiation gets taken away with the Lincolns. He's got the Blink to escape, so both those two carries on the escape side are just too hard to find and lock down. Era and Quaker playing very well this game, at least as far as the last 15-20 minutes go, with keeping these lanes pushed out.
Yeah.
Just being very pesky for Vega.
And then whilst this has gone on, Vega just heading back into the jungle really in recovery. Still obviously at the top. 540 CS at the moment, 47 minutes in, and 30k net worth.
Iceberg is going to pick up the Eagle Song, so be a Ethereal Blade or Butterfly. Not sure what he has in mind. With all the BKBs, it feels like the Butterflies for the right-click damage might actually be a little bit better this game. But both possible. He wants to make sure he has buyback on top of buying a new item though, and it will be Ethereal Blade.
I guess this is the worrying thing as well for both teams during the stalemate. You know, if they lose one hero and they don't have the buyback there, the other team's going to be able to push really, really fast. Both teams got sizable pushing power now at this stage.
Yeah. One lost fight could just be the game right here, or it's going to be a lost fight means you've got to use 3-4 buybacks just to hold your high ground. It's not even about like getting one lane erect when you're 50 minutes in with this amount of pushing power. It doesn't matter. If anything, you want to go kind of play the throne game. If you can get the throne, you're always going to go for it when you've got this kind of physical damage coming out from Morphling and Invoker at this stage of the game. And Quaker, 7.2k gold. This is like Invoker's dream. These 50, 60-minute games, you go super late game, get Octarine, get Refresher, and you just dish out massive amounts of damage.
I mean, has he got anything on the career right now? Do you imagine that is going to be his final line, the Refresher or Hex?
Something. He's going Hex, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, Hex.
So let the Midas pick that up.
Yeah, and he can kind of get the Refresher in his stash later if he wants. That's more like if they're pushing high ground, you can replace your Blink with a Refresher. For now, he wants to have that extra bit of lockdown and catch for someone like a Jug. Jug doesn't have a Lincoln Sphere, so if you can get him with a Blink Hex, that's a kill right there.
I just need one of the sides pick of Lotus Orbs. Do we have any Lotus Orbs? I think it was just Yap, wasn't it?
Sure had one, yeah.
Yeah, but no one on the side of Vega yet to pick one up. So yeah, no kind of way to directly deal with that. So I guess they've got the pressed attack from Mag.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Yeah,
they have got the hard spell there. Yeah. So that's, I guess, what they'll be relying on to help against Quafer's Hex.
But again, it's this stalemate. I don't even see Vega securing the next Aegis and being able to push high ground all that easily. It's going to just come down to like a bit of patience from both teams. Jug's 6-slotted at this point. He can upgrade his Boots of Travel. Already he's eaten Moonshard, so he doesn't have
fully stacked for
much room to grow. He's going to sell his Diffusal and
Rapier?
No. Thought about it. Maybe. I don't think he did.
I mean, as you said, Rapier, not necessarily the most effective pickup for a Jug.
Yeah, he
doesn't need it.
Who's actually... That's interesting. No one's actually got Butterfly, right?
No, not yet.
Not yeah.
I mean, not ever.
I don't know if Morph's going to even... Morph doesn't even consider it at this point when he sees this. He goes Scotty or something instead. That's... odd pickup, but again, like Daedalus is normally the preferred item over MKB, but Jug has built-in crit, so... Should have gone for the Rapier. It could have actually been fine. I wouldn't have minded seeing Rapier
just for
here.
kind of pushing maximum building damage such.
Maximum. Yeah. Everything damage. Yeah. Killing heroes, killing buildings, killing creeps, whatever it may be.
There we go. First bit of action we've seen in a while. And Iceberg, he will be out.
Yep.
The question is, though, of course, you get a kill like that. How much are you, in all reality, actually going to be able to do with one hero off the board? I mean, can they try and push out the buyback?
I think absolutely nothing.
Yeah. You think it's just going to be back to stalemate?
Yeah, you want to try and force a buyback if possible, but realistically, pushing high ground, you're going to get caught. You can't actually threaten that buyback from Mirana isn't just like, oh, we forced buyback, we won. Like, it's no, we forced buyback. We're now getting caught. 2-3 of us. We're getting glimpsed. We're getting jeweled, and suddenly Escape have lost 2 or 3, and then they have to buy back. So it's too risky to try and force the issue off of one pick off here because of that buyback threat. It's not a buyback to defend, it's a buyback to kill you.
Escape indeed. Not in any position to capitalize on that pick off, really.
Jug just buying everything for his team, buys a gem, Tombs of Knowledge, wards, whatever it may be. I mean, he bought a triple Tomb of Knowledge. I guess they'll get disrupted level 16. I imagine it's going to be going his way. Why not? And yeah, he's got no room to grow. I guess that's why he's decided the MKB was his last item to pick up. And he'll be happy from here. Perhaps if there's like some kind of crazy team fight that happens, or they suddenly find themselves down a lane or 2 of Rax, he might replace something with a rapier. But now he seems quite happy. Whew. This game's kind of like mellowed out a bit. You know?
I mean, I was looking at the graph in terms of kills, and we had like this period, kind of the first 25 minutes, a lot of action happening, and then it's kind of slowed down. Both teams just focusing more on farming and avoiding each other really than taking any kind of clashes head on.
Yeah, it's kind of a position Escape found themselves in, and I think the safest way to play this game for them when you've got this Morph and Invoker who they're not unkillable, they're almost uncatchable.
Yes, very, very elusive.
A big kind of downside of the Legion Commander is just how hard it is to play Legion against Lincoln Spheres. Both those carries with Lincolns means how do you kill them? Same thing for Disruptor. It's this single target catch which you can't really bypass. You don't have a good way to break the Lincolns. You don't have any good kind of AoE ground stun unless you hit some kind of crazy arrow. They're trying to use this Keeper like Agceptor vision. He actually got a blink as well, so he can kind of chase after the Invoker, like blink, provide the vision. But again, you blink and you do what? You can't even mana link because of the Lincoln. So not sure how they catch anyone really. It's got to be some kind of crazy like Keeper like blinks after someone with like a recalled Legion Commander, you know, and then you break the Lincolns with the mana leak. Legion Commander duels them. I don't know. It seems like a lot of elaborate things need to happen to actually get pickoffs for Vega. But it's one of those games where I feel bad for some of the supports, like Sind especially. This is like one of those
how's he doing on the net worth?
It's not even. Oh yeah, the net worth is bad, but it's like
Sind.
It's like, what do you actually do in this game? What's your job? Your job is like do nothing. Like it's up to your team at this point. You've done your job. His job was fulfilled in the first 30-40 minutes of the game, and now it's the mobile heroes who play out the late game. If you're a Bane in this 50-60 minute split pushing type game, there's not a whole lot for you to do. He's done an amazing job countering the duels with his Nightmare, so he just has to try keep being in the right position to keep doing that, but he doesn't get to have fun and roam around the map with a Blink Dagger like Sank. Like Sanky can still play. We saw him at top, using his Epicenter, finding kills with the Invoker. Yapster, kind of similar thing. He's got all these items, he can move out of the map, but Sind is just like been removed from the game because of how it's turned into this split push battle.
Roshan back up once more. Escape gaming around the pit. Maybe thinking about it, but no vision, of course, at the moment on the whereabouts of Vega Squadron, so a little bit wary.
Not even a huge objective anymore. We're kind of at that stage where Roche has stopped mattering as much. And the heroes who would take the Aegis is more like probably the Sand King you see take an Aegis or a Cheese. On the dire side, I guess Mirana could look to replace the Blink Dagger with it, but when you get all these heroes 6-slotted, it becomes a lot harder to utilize Roshan and Aegis on your side. And we saw last time, Vega get an Aegis, they can't even push high ground. Escape, perhaps they themselves could.
Actually, BKB coming out from Iceberg there. Nothing around apart from that Morph illusion. So
a bit of misclick. I mean, that was his 10-second BKB. Yeah, he's had this for what 25 minutes now, and he hasn't used it. That to me explains how this game has gone.
Yes,
Jug himself
that's the story of this game.
Do you remember when Jug got his BKB? It was his third item,
and he's not touched it.
He has not used it. It's 10 seconds. I felt like it was a great item. It fit the overall game plan for Vega, where they wanted to fight, they wanted to go group up, push high ground, but they never got that opportunity to. Escape have just been, it's just like Alliance-style Ratsoda, which is just plaguing Vega. When you get this BKB and you're like 54 minutes in and you have a 10-second BKB still, you're probably, if you're a fan, you're thinking, man, why did I buy this BKB? But it fit the game plan, it fit the strategy. It just, the strategy itself has been kind of countered by Escape.
Escape. Went for the smoke, went for a bit of a tour around the pit. I feel...
Looks like they'll just take Roach and...
I mean, they can take it very fast, can't they? So, as long as they know that area around it is clear on first observations, heading into the pit.
If they want to go high ground, they could give it to the Morphling by dropping treads. That's like the one... That's a very risky kind of ballsy play to make, because you're the one... You're not at your strongest when you're just grouping as 5, forcing high ground, but they're going to go for it, so... Giving Era the age just really, to me, signals that Escape consider themselves ready to go.
Oh, Singh gets the cheese. There we go. Doubled his net worth there. This is... Oh,
he got the treads too. That's an item he hasn't seen much of.
There we have it. Back into the base for his buddy.
Now Koikva's biking in the tombs. Both teams being nice to their support players.
And Koifa, of course, as you said, I mean, I imagine with that gold, he'll just stop pilot until he's got enough for a refresher and buy back, and then just have that refresher as the backup plan.
Yeah, seems solid, and then he can kind of TP back in, or if they're ever defending, they can replace a blink with it, use it, drop it back in your stash, pick up your blink. But yeah, very, very useful kind of late game hero to have at this stage. But at the same time, like, this is also where having those 10-second BKB still means Koikva, normally you think 60 minutes in and your Invoker, amazing. BKBs are down to 5 seconds. You're going to have a great time in teamfight. No.
There's just been no fights. They just, as you said, the only touch of one has been the misclick. And I think, someone else's was down once. But yeah, at least 9 seconds on all of the cores there.
Vega. The last 20, 30 minutes has been, one pick off at top with the Invoker Hex and then the pick off on Sin around the Roche pit to secure them Roche for Vega. Yeah. That was like 20 minutes ago. So that's really been the only 2 kills we've seen. And it's become an interesting game, but like if this was chess right now, you'd just be calling it a stalemate. Like, all right, it's a draw. Let's go next game in your best of whatever series. But this is Dota. Someone will come out on top. It's going to be a matter of finding that breaking point, waiting for a team to slip up, and often, like, you kind of play this late game, it's all it takes is one kind of big mistake or
it's all about mistakes.
Or a bold call. Sometimes you have to play fearlessly and you make that risky call, and it looks like Vega trying to do it up top. They were calling in heroes one by one. They are hiding in the trees. They've got tunnel vision too. They see stuff.
I mean, they don't see anything other than Koikva.
He's got no Aegis.
But he does have a full team behind him.
Where's the next recall? It's in 2 seconds.
Here we go, boys.
Oh my gosh, this is insane. Are they actually going to do this?
The tree strap. Here we have it. Jumping in on Koikva. They land the dual kill. The 3-man bonus strike. Here comes the BKBs around. Already, they found the kill of Koikva. Looking for more. Can they get it? He's going to come out on top. Sherma falling low. The Omni Sash coming in from recovery. They'll find Sin as well. It's going to be a double kill for the Jug. Eric trying to man fight up against this one. But Mag, he's going to get an adapt to strike to the face. Mag down. Buyback from FNG. Can they kill the Morph the second time? Now to land. Hezzy coming back in on like 0 health. He's going to pay for that. He'll die in the midst of it all. They do kill Marana. Era. He swallows that cheese. And now Recovery trying to get away under cover of Blade Fury. Shaman Slayer and FNG trying to do their best to hold back the Morph. But FNG brought back into the Torrent combo. The Absol finds himself another. So Vega now with 3 down, Escape with 3 down as well.
Great ball. Again, you got to make that ballsy call sometimes. Vega went for it. They killed the Invoker at the start of the fight. And then you can enter that interesting stage of the team fight. Does Invoker want to buy back? He had buyback, he could have used it there. He chose not to.
There was just one buyback used there, wasn't it?
Yeah, just the keeper, I believe. And it's the safe call. It really, that decision from Koikva not to buy back is how they play this entire game. Always make the safe call. When you could contest Roche, don't contest Roche, go split push the lane. You could buy back and try win the game by winning the team fight. No, just wait for your respawn and then reset. This is going to reset the game. We're not going to see any key buybacks used, just the one support. And neither team going to really progress off of that team fight. We're just going to see things, again, stabilize. Both teams going to kind of go back to trying to get down some map vision. No one has any good wards up. They're going to need, I think, another... Oh, they've still got the Gem 1 Disruptor, so... No crazy developments off of that, but I mean, it was fun to see the play coming out from the keeper up there in the trees, and you can see Vega starting to get creative. They're starting to kind of come up with some ideas of how they can break through Escape. Problem is they just couldn't quite win the ensuing team fight. And the Aegis on Morph was actually the reason why Escape actually gets saved there. If they didn't have the Aegis there, Morph dies, and that's where Koikfa as well as Era perhaps have to use buybacks.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this. I mean, this is the thing as well. You know, when Rush comes back up, which is still going to be quite a bit of time. Yeah, about 4 minutes or so, and so we'll see how long that spawn's going to be. I mean, this is one of those games where it very may well be that we do see both teams again. Wait until it's back up. Vega, they are going to go for the smoke. I guess, as you said, realizing that if that Aegis wasn't there, they could win the team fight. And this time around, the Aegis is gone, of course. So if they can get a good jump, they can certainly have a good attempt at taking them down. As we saw, just the BKB is coming massively into play in that last fight, rendering both Yapzor and Kezu, even Koikfa, of course, very limited in what they can offer in the team fight.
I think FM was just excited to get to use his BKB. He's probably been waiting all day to press it. Did manage to be hold off, unlike the Mirana. Oh, Era.
Ooh, Era.
Come in.
He's been X-Marked,
okay.
I think.
Yeah.
He's good.
Can't stop that. No Yule Scepters. I think Vega were aware of that. This is where late game against the Kunk can be so annoying because of that X-Marks. You can just send in someone like the Morphling, or you can go back to defend the split push.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could argue, obviously, Escape going to Kunkka for that reason, and Vega, they've got the Cottle to kind of get lanes pushed out and brought back. Obviously, a little bit more reliable, I guess you could argue, for the Kunkka.
Yep.
But both teams capable of pushing out lanes nicely across the map. Actually, going to see, of course, the first bit of racks going down. The range racks are gone. And, as you can see with the damage from Era, the melee racks falling very fast.
We're talking about Vega getting creative, Escape is starting to get creative. They've got new ways to rat, new ways to be annoying.
Here we
They're
have
gonna X marks the spot with Morphling to victory.
Alright, they rinse and repeat on the other lanes. I mean, how do you stop it if you're Vega?
You could get a Yule Scepter. It's still not 100% a counter. You have to time it towards the end of the X to stop the pullback. And you've also got to break his Lincolns, but I think at this point, in the ultra late game, if there's a chance you kill Morphling because of a Yule Scepter pickup, buy a Yule Scepter. So someone like Sioma Disruptor perhaps gets that. Keeper could look to build into it, but yeah, Yule Scepter seems alright.
Sin finding a Fiend's Grip onto recovery here. Backup coming through, but they've already splitting apart. And in fact, Yapzor, if we want to pay for this one, Sin tries the TP out. He's not going to make it. They'll chase down Yap. Looks like they're not going to be able to find him. They'll continue to move forward, but Koikfa's there to help with a bit of backup as he lays down the ice wall. Iceberg has to pop the BKB and continue to chase forward, see if he can find anything. It's not going to be the case. Just into fall. Yapzor hiding in the tree line. They found him. They've got the vision with that high ground ward. Vega squadron will get it. As on his deathbed there, Sin to ping out the ward indeed as they realise it was there.
Yeah, that's
and Gem on
nice
the deck.
Kill.
Did they? Yeah, they realised. They know. Of course, it's still in the cover of the ward. Yeah. Yep. So they'll be able to grab that back into their hands. 62 minutes coming on. 23 to 23.
I don't know who wins this game. I don't know who's even ahead right now. Racks don't mean anything.
In terms of numbers, but look at that. It's back to exactly 0. It's right bang on there in the middle.
Everyone's 6-slotted. It's going to just get turned into crazy late game Dota right about now.
Are we going to see a rapier this game? Is there anyone that picks up a rapier there?
The jump,
Yapzor.
Theoretically. FN's got a huge amount of money.
I guess Kunkka eventually, if this game's going to go on for a good amount of time. Oh, is that?
No, he can't. He doesn't have the items to support it. He's gone pure defensive utility with Lotus, Lads, Force Glimmer.
Yeah.
If he had like the Armlet Daedalus, then yeah, you want to rapier with that. But he's committed. He's chosen his path, and he's on the support path right now.
Roche back up in 45 seconds. I mean, as you said though previously, it's not really as big of a deal as it was earlier on.
No.
As teams, even with the Aegis and Cheese, not really being able to get a lot done.
And there's just so many slot limitations here. Top lane, they've gone in, TP into a blink.
This is nice as well. If they could get away with this kill, bring a recovery down low, but he's got the touch spot. He's got one on the side. He's worked up too much. He's falling low, he's down. Sand King going to be gone. Recovery keeps himself alive. And we're probably going to go back to the game. Hitting a bit of a stalemate. They've lost an SK for 70 seconds. Will Vega be able to do anything during that time? Maybe they'll be able to get Roche. It is going to be back up very, very shortly. But unlikely to be able to push the lanes all the way out and put too much pressure on Escape Gaming if this game.
Really nice attempt from Koikfa and the Sand King there. They were very close to getting the dog. That's the kind of big pickles you have to go for if you want to be able to win the game. And at some point you got to be like, okay, let's try and end this. We've got one lane of racks. This game's starting to drag. We're going to start going for the plays, and not just sitting back and playing not to lose. If you're the team playing to win, you're the team that's going to come out on top right now. Both teams have just been kind of playing to stay in this game a bit too much, and until Vega made that ballsy move out top with the recalls, we haven't just seen those aggressive moves. Quite Top's been caught out here.
Hey, yeah, this man could be in a lot of trouble. Oh, goes for the cheeky blink and tries for the TP. Can they find him? Oh, no, they can't. Only just getting himself. That was incredible.
Yeah, Mirana, the E-Blade kind of worked against Iceberg there because he couldn't attack the Invoker to cancel the Blink Dagger, so he E-Bladed him, and then suddenly it was this weird situation where he's ethereal and you had no nukes to hit him with, and he just blinks out. So
that's
slight misstep, but
sorry.
He's ready.
No, he's ready. Ooh. Hello. Goodbye. Back to the game.
The battle resumes.
Oh no! Back to us. Come back. Come back. No, stay there. No, come back. FPS. There we go. Well, 64 minutes in. Definitely the longest game we've had so far. We had some quick ones yesterday. This one is going on. And as you said, no real signs of it necessarily ending soon. And, both teams, they may lose a hero, but they're very quick to kind of reset the pace. One hero down, that's not going to be enough for really the opponent to get too much done. I mean, we pretty much need to see a team making a mistake, going out with 2 heroes, losing 2 heroes, then maybe the opponents are able to do something. But other than that, it's proven hard for both sides.
This game is going to end with a dieback. That's basically how this game ends. So a team is going to make someone's going to make a ballsy call, and if it works, they'll force a hero to buy back. They come again, the game's over. If it doesn't work, it backfires, then suddenly they've got to buy back, and you lose a game off again. But it could end in the next 5 minutes, it could end in the next 50 minutes. It's impossible to call, and that's kind of sometimes the beauty of Dota. But right now, Escape screw themselves. Another Aegis cheese. Sanky will get one. Yapsor, the cheese. Again, doesn't really matter, these kind of things at this stage of the game too much. It could have an impact, don't get me wrong, but it's a very small boost into Escape's ability to win this game. It doesn't mean you suddenly got an Aegis on Sanky and you're thinking, let's go push high ground. It's not going to make your carries, your Morph, your Invoker any more potent. But some of those stuns and lockdown can be important if you can wait out. Your Sanking dies, he respawns, and suddenly he's got a Hex or he's got a Burrow Strike. He can deal with the Jug, provide some lockdown post BKB, so.
Oh, wow. 2 people DCing there. I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure they'll be back. But yeah, this is 65 minutes in. I mean, say this is a game that just goes on for an infinite amount. If you have both teams fully 6-slotted, I think you probably favour Escape Gaming, don't you? The fact that they've got like this, like a Kunkka that can step up into.
Yeah, Kunkka could replace all his items and get other items. They have no counter for the X, really. Again, they need to get the Yule Scepter, perhaps.
Maybe if the Disruptor gets an Axe, that could be a nice bit of a step up into what Vega can get done. Or even that, would you say is not?
I don't even think there's like a clear winner of ever on 6-slotted. It's just like whoever gets the better jump, whoever plays it better. It's execution in this stage, and no teams won the draft as far as late game Dota is concerned. I think Escape have a small edge because of their mobility.
Yes.
With the Morphling and the Invoker, we've seen it. The X marks the spot. This has given them an edge and made it impossible for Vega to push, but it's also still not possible for Escape to push or end this game. So I'm curious how long you think it'll take Sin to get 6-slotted. You're talking about going on infinitely to get 6-slotted? Like,
I was going to say,
how long do we need?
I want some stats on that, Nox. There's something to do with how poor a support's been at 65 minutes into a game. It's in there. I mean, I can imagine. I don't think he is. I'm sure we've had games where 65 minutes in the support's been even poorer. But Sin doing his best to compete with that. Mag coming in with the Shadow Blade up top, but Quaker's out. Going to find the catch there. Error's starting to be a little bit more confident with these pushes out on the bottom. Looks like we are going to see a bit of an item switch up for the Jug. What did he get rid of?
He got rid of the Manta?
He's got rid of the Manta and... Wait, yeah, he did have a Diffusal Blade, didn't he?
Yeah, he got rid of the Diffusal for the MKB,
okay.
So that was an oldie. What's initiation?
Yep.
He probably wants to be able to get recalled by the Coddle, and Coddle breaks the Lincolns with his Mana Leak, and then he blinks out Abyssals. So this is kind of like a new idea from Vega, and you just have to start kind of thinking, like, how do we get these kills? Like, what's missing? What item can actually change it?
Look at that. At this stage, he just put a tome on the ground and smashed it to bits.
Oh, really?
That's a bit cheeky. Not everyone's level 25, mate. Come on. Calm down. Give it to one. Oh, hello. Hello, here we have it. Error. How can they actually get away with a kill here? Well, Lincoln's popped and Error, Yapzor. Have to be a bit careful. Kezu's going to jump forward. Excellent wide poke. Kezu wants to BKB Error's BKB as well. Tries to look towards over the Slayer. He's going to go Septic. He's going to be fine. Yapzor's going to be the first to fall in this fight. Now they're trying to move on for more. They've got the lockdown on Kezu. That's going to be Kezu out, but he has Aegis. He'll be back for round 2. Yapzor buying back. Again, back to the fight here. Bees got the recovery. Good combos. Not quite pushed in the middle of the ball. Now forward onto Mag. Mag's out of it. And Kezu with the epicenter. Looking towards Iceberg. They'll blow up a second. That's going to be Jug on the sidelines. The rest of Vega get themselves back. Apart from Iceberg. Brought back into it all. He'll E-blade himself. But the magical damage is there from Escape Gaming. They find themselves the third. 3 down on Vega Squadron. All of them have got buybacks available. They're all going to come out. But this is that point now. Escape Gaming can do it again. They could win the game.
Yeah, they're going to wait for the catch, wait for perhaps some of their ultis to cool down, but they want to go in again as soon as possible. That's a huge win for them.
Absolutely.
Finally, it feels like Vega broke a bit. They just tried to press the issue a bit too much there at the bottom lane. They were running in with their supports first into a Morphling. Morphling was more than capable of taking on the
We've seen this before as well.
Yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, with players like that, Escape Gaming, certainly with the momentum. Vega Squadron, looking to be a little lackluster in the fights, you know, after they've kind of used their initial PKBs and such.
Yeah, Ben's just trying to toggle his Mantis so he can keep using those illusions to push out lanes a bit, but this is going to get difficult now. Great Radiant Vision all around the Dire base. If anyone steps out, Escape will be ready to catch, but... Oh, it's a sentry. They see this coming.
Oh, they've got to run. They've got to hide. Kezu. Hey, oh. Alright, that'll work. Now she's going to be able to try and chase him down by the looks of it. It's an illusion. Mag. They go on the wrong target. Sin. He's going to take an arrow to the face, so they'll find something. The question is, can Escape Game and turn it around? Quite for coming in with a deafening blast. Catches out Mag, forces it back to base. That's where they need to be. Gadera at the moment trying to go for the wrap. He's been caught out by the head. Recovery jumps in with the Omnis as well. Arrow falling low. BKBs. Waveforms down to the below ground. Vega Squadron, can they actually continue to catch him out? He's actually going to lose the LC indeed as the rest of Escape Gaming come in hard onto Mag.
Eric can make a replicant and then come back to this fight if he wants to.
With one man down permanently for 100 seconds, this could be it maybe for Vega Squadron. The buyback from Sin, Escape Gaming realizing that this could be their chance to close this game up. Sin, with the 70-minute ether lens, could be what Escape Gaming were needing.
Oh boy. They're going to have their work cut out for them now.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
There's buybacks as well as the scary thing. I mean, Morph and Bo2, you've got to kill these heroes twice. This is like a 4v8 or something going on right now.
Hey, the self-glimpse. I have it. There you go.
Nothing to slow down the Morphling.
60 seconds, really, that they need to get themselves together for.
The crazy thing is they can still deal with Mega Creeps. It's not going to be instantly game over. It's only game over once they lose their heroes.
They can make a bit of an attempt onto Error. Error's going to get pulled back. They do a nice damage stop on the backlines of it all. In fact, they're going to be able to find Yapzor with that. Error pulls the cheese towards Iceberg. But look at the damage coming out for this Jug. Error has to waveform himself out of it. They're going to look for the chase down. They've got eyes on forever. The BKB comes out. Quite with the deafening blast from the Hydra. Trying to hold Vega back. This is going to be the episode of both sides onto FNG. FNG pulling over with the Moonlight Shadow. He's going to be able to keep himself alive. They've lost him as well. They are going to lose Error. Error's down on the Morphling. And now Kezu chased down as well. They'll be able to glimpse him back. Vega casts around him because the BKB comes out. Kezu able to walk it off for the time being. Jug's going to continue to chase. And they get themselves something else out of this one. Looks like Kezu. He will get himself out just. No arrow. Still on cooldown for Iceberg.
If he could get close enough. That was almost another kill. But Escape, the main thing is here not having to use your buybacks. If you don't have to use your buybacks, you're going to be in a strong position. For Vega to win this game, they really need to force those out and then kill heroes again. But Koipa's in a very aggressive position, posturing to find some kills, or at least posturing the back door, and that melee Rax is what's being pinged out here.
He's got to be careful. I mean, surely, as you said, at this stage of the game, throwing your life away for mega creeps isn't really worth it if you're in the Invoker. It's
if you die as the Invoker getting mega creeps and then Vega tried to 5-man push and you have to buy back, you only have 1 life to defend with. It's a high-risk play. Koipa we've seen just be very stable, very low risk throughout this game, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
Whoa! He's calm now, Koipa. Oh, mid lane. Kezu. Look at the chance to BKB. Backups coming through. Joining the force. You have the jug. Woo! That bling dagger. Kezu just getting himself away.
Disruptor tried to get a catch with the connect field vision, but didn't find it.
30 seconds and Era's going to be back up. Oh, there we go. Syndrome regularly gets sub 200 GPM games and losses. In wins, however, is one of the 16 players dispatched to win a game with sub 220 GPM. Is he on sub 2? What's he on at the moment, GPM wise?
205.
He's 205. There we go. New record. But look how many what? Yeah, he's got what, 34 centuries. He is really being treated by Koifa today.
Just put them everywhere. Why not? You've got the slot for it. You just put a sentry here, put a sentry there. And that means the gem is not always going to be where you want it to be, so just make sure you have that detection for the Moonlight Shadow at all times. If you lose the game to an Invis hero, you're not going to forgive yourself.
Hello, Juggernaut. Koifa's over the jungle. Going to be backed up there by Legion with the Dispel to help Recovery get the chance for the BKB and back to base, but BKB on cooldown for 50 seconds. Let's see if there's going to be any kind of opportunity for Escape Gaming to abuse.
Discipline from Jug, not just wasting an Omni Slash or anything there. Often you see a Jug just BKB and try to turn it around, but you were never going to kill an Invoker in that situation, so making sure he still has it for the team fight that's going to be breaking out.
And of course, this is pretty much the last minute and a half that's truly the risky territory for Vega, because in a minute and a half, 3 cores will have the buybacks back and available. Legion's a little bit short of gold at the moment, but yeah. This minute, 20 seconds, if Escape Gamer can get something done, it's going to be huge. If that minute passes, we're going to be reset back to the position we were before.
Yep. Well, it's 10v10 Dota.
Yeah.
Well, some heroes won't have buybacks. Your Banes, your Coddles, your Disruptors. Morphling trying to get Megas.
We have. It worked on the bottom lane and the top lane. There's no reason to I'll just play it safe and go for that again. They played around it last time, as we saw quite nicely, where they were able to get the Disruptor on the back lines, hit the Static Storm to the point where the Morph was getting brought back into. That's one of the ways that they can play around it, but of course that just requires some really, really good positioning from Vega.
Ready to go again. Just scouting for vision there.
Yeah.
Imagine we'll see another X-Assault soon from Era if he wants.
30 seconds, yeah, it's pretty much past that danger territory for Vega now. The fact that the cores are going to be able to have that second life.
He gets Glimmer, he gets Alacrity, he's got everything he needs to get the rest.
Oh, and maybe get a call. Exit him up, brings FNG down low, won't be able to burst him. He's back.
BKB. Not sure that was entirely necessary, but we need to be a bit careful now. Buyback's back on Vega.
Yep.
We could try and take the fight here, but it was BKB just not get disabled to guarantee that he got the range racks, I guess. One step closer to Megas. Megas makes the game easier, but not over. Still curious to see if Jug upgrades. Okay, just has his Manta Cell still sitting around. Doesn't want to go for any kind of rapier just yet.
Oh, well,
down.
Goodbye call.
That's a buyback.
Yeah, can't get himself back in, but if he gets him in return, Vega's going to be huge. Era being looked towards. The Static Storm, imagine that's going to be able to take him down. That's Era out for 100 seconds. He does have buyback, and Sin, well, he's still trying to play around with this. He goes for a feasible recovery. Buyback from Era, but Sin, he's chopped down. He's out of this one. The boat goes through. He's not going to land onto anything apart from Iceberg. Can they actually finish him off? They come in, hex him up. Era getting the right clicks down. Good definitely blast, forcing the rest of Vega back.
Era can't afford to die here. He's got no buyback.
Iceberg brought back into the torrent. Is BKB still on cooldown? There's the first hex. He's going to get a chance to be able to back away from this over the Abyssal Blade jumps on a Kessie. Kessie's out. 90 seconds on the sideline. The Omni Slash coming through recovery. Hitting some good bashes onto Koifa. Not enough to finish him off. They look to try to surround Era. Era cannot afford to go down here. Will be a dieback on the Morphling if he does, but he's kept alive. Limicate blows his sword up as well. He turns around. Shotgun to the face of the Mirana as he's out. And now with the charge of recovery, he's out of mana. Maybe out of luck as well. Morton surrounded by Escape Gaming. He's down, but recovery buys back. Shoma, nuked by Era. Gets himself a triple kill. He wants to make it even more. See if he gets himself an ultra. They close it onto Iceberg. Iceberg, he's down as well. And this could be it. Vega with 3 heroes out. None of them in buyback. The big worry, of course, being the fact that Mirana's down for 2 minutes. And recovery's going to DC, and that could be a bit of a rage DC as GG is called. It's all over. 75 minutes in. Escape Gaming taking game 1 and holding their composure perfectly.
And no, just a few small positioning mistakes at the end. You get to that ultra late game, you're just like, what's going on? Coddle just steps out his base, gets blown up, and a Coddle not having buyback is, I mean, he's not expected to have buyback, he's a support, but